All right, awesome. Hey guys, it's Tom from Resale America. My YouTube channel is Liquidation Motivation. My sound good, Stanley? My sound's good. All right, so hey, I want to say sorry about the quality of our video yesterday. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there, but I think our internet speed was way down. We reset everything today, and I think the video's a little bit better. If anybody out there wants to post in the comments if it looks a little better, it was definitely granular yesterday, very granular. So it's not, doesn't look too bad for me here. Look behind me. What do we got? It looks like Amazon. It's either smalls or mediums. I don't know, but Amazon smalls or mediums. My favorite thing to put in my bin stores is Amazon smalls and mediums. Today, I did a video. We posted it this morning about my favorite mix for bin stores, and that worked out to be Amazon smalls, Home Depot turbo smalls. What was the third? High piece count, drugstore loads. Lotions. Any of their general merchandise, that kind of stuff. And then if you want to do a higher pricing strategy, you can mix in, some of the Amazon mediums, which I really like to do. I like to buy the Amazon mediums, pull out the higher priced items, and then blow the rest out. Work on volume, not on value. Bin stores are imperative. Bin stores are great businesses. They're so easy to run. Let me know how the stream's looking on your guys' end. It looks pretty good on our end, but way better than yesterday. I apologize about what happened yesterday with our stream, but it's the world of tech is always a challenging thing, always a challenging place. We already got a question here. Do you buy Walmart truckloads from North Carolina? Stokes chick? No, I've never bought Walmart truckloads from North Carolina. I've bought in Walmart truckloads from B stock. What I don't like about Walmart truckloads is they go for like 30%, 35%, 40% on B stock. I just don't see the value in that. You can buy Target loads for what seems to be cheaper, maybe around 25%, 15 to 25%. But it depends on your pricing strategy. There was a gentleman up in upstate New York that was about an hour from my original store, and he bought the Walmart loads, but in his town there was no big stores, no Walmart for hours. So he would buy the Walmart loads and sell them at 100% of Walmart's price, right? Because Walmart's price is pretty cheap to begin with, and people couldn't get merchandise around this area. But if you're in a bigger city where there's Walmarts in every other street corner, obviously you can't sell Walmart merchandise for full price. So I guess your demographic where you're at definitely makes an impact, definitely, changes how much you can sell stuff for. What price what percent of retail you can get out of them. Once again, he was selling Walmart loads at 100% of retail. I'm in a bigger metropolitan area, so Walmart stuff I would have to sell it at 50 to 60% of retail. And if you're buying at 35, I just don't see the margin there. I just don't see the value there. I'd rather buy an unmanifested Amazon mediums load, which you're going to get a lot of the same stuff, but you're actually going to get better stuff in there. And like I said, I found Amazon mediums for $5,000 recently. That's the best price I've gotten on them ever in my life, and I find a lot of value in them. And I'm gonna continue buying 2 more truckloads this week. I'm just waiting on those to come in. We bought 2 truckloads last week. We moved a lot of it to our bin store. We have been selling some of the pallets off. It's a very good deal, very good deal, very good value if you can find the mediums. And I think I think that the Amazon inventory, I've been saying this for a few months now, is just exploding. There's so much available right now. It's more availability now than I've ever seen, even pre-COVID. I could get loads pre-COVID, but they were kind of tight. During COVID, it was horrible, but now they're certainly loosening up, and they seem to be everywhere. You can see everybody's selling them, everybody's brokering them. Stokes Chick said, thank you, appreciate your answering. I watch all your videos, learning. Thanks for helping people learn in this business. Thanks for watching, Stokes. I certainly appreciate it. I love doing these live streams. I love doing the videos with Stan. Anything that we can bring value to the community. But basically what I'm trying to do is build relationships with everybody. It's definitely a selfish thing for me. I'm trying to deliver this value to you so I get the value back from everybody else, and building this relationships. The Falling Five says, do you see the price of Amazon smalls going down per truck? I mean, I have. I mean, well, I certainly have. I've seen them. Be careful because there's two kinds of loads that you can get. You can get the processed loads, and then you can get the loads that that are processed. Because there's a lot of big sellers. If you look at Excess Limited, you look at Essex. They have a bunch of stores, right? So some of their loads are all the good stuff's taken out, and they sell the bad stuff. Some of their loads are coming direct. So I like to buy the direct loads. If you look at some of their manifested loads, you can see, I think Excess Limited's in maybe in Ohio and Essex is in Tennessee. So the loads that are coming out of their warehouses, they're typically stripping the good stuff out, putting it in their stores, and then they're selling the rest. So you'll see a lot of cell phones. You'll see a lot of masks. I mean, masks are kind of going away right now, but cell phone cases, stuff like that. And then they'll put like one iPhone in it. So you look at the manifest, you see the iPhone at the top, but the rest is a lot of crap. But I've seen those loads sell as little as 4%, 5% of retail, which is cheap, which is pretty cheap if you're looking for fillers. Now I've seen Untouched, the last Untouched load I bought from Midtown Liquidators, which came from Essex. I paid 9% of retail on that, which ended up being, it cost me about $15,000 for 24 pallets. That's right in my wheelhouse about what's a good deal. And if you've watched my other videos, there was 12 Samsung S21 Pro Max, I don't even know what the hell the model is, cell phones in there, which I could get the majority of my money out of just those 12 items. So that was great. So yeah, I do see the prices coming down on the smalls. I do see the availability exploding. So they're around. They're real easy to find. There's a lot of stuff I've been finding lately. The smalls are easy to get now. The mediums are easy to get. Even my local supplier on the smalls, I picked up 12 pallets yesterday. I'm picking up more pallets today. That's exploding. The what else is available? The smalls, the mediums. Even my nonprofit got a hold of me the other day and said, "We got truckloads. We need to sell your truckloads." My relationship with that nonprofit is a roller coaster ride. They give me a good deal and then they give me a bad deal and then a good deal, and so I think what happens if they get too much inventory, so they need me, and then they get low on inventory. They don't need me. They try to maximize what they can sell it for, which I get. I just want to have a consistent price and a consistent supply because I have to pass that on to my customers. I have to pass that on to my bin store owner, my bin store customers, and people that I sell the pallets to. This Facebook user said, "Tom, you guys have it cheap in Florida. I have a 2,000 square foot and pay $4,000 in New York City a month." Yeah. So that's $24 a square foot for those of you that don't know. Commercial real estate's is priced by the square foot. So that's a lot, and it's in a bad area in the hood because the good area is 4 times that. What do you think a hot seller, a hot item will be this Christmas season? So 100%, I agree with you. I'm sorry I don't see your name on here because it's coming from Facebook.
It's Paul, P-A-W-E-L.
Paul, thanks for the question. Yeah, so I live in Tampa. My big store's in Lakeland. My small stores are in outlying small towns. So in Tampa, where I live in Tampa, it's $36 a square foot. So yeah, I get it. It's a lot more expensive in the prime areas, but that's why bin stores are destination locations. You don't need to be, you're not a convenience store, you're a destination. So, Damien even suggests, be like around other thrift stores. So if you see a plaza that has a thrift store, I mean, really not really Goodwill or Salvation Army, because those are big time thrift stores. Those guys, can afford to be in better plazas. But if you see a local thrift store in a plaza, that's a good plaza to be in. And you can capitalize off their traffic, right? If a landlord's going to let a thrift store in their plaza, because some landlords won't let thrift stores, they think it brings the value of the plaza down. But if they let a thrift store in your plaza, they certainly will let a bin store in their plaza, especially if you see like banners up above. Those are cheaper plazas. They don't have as many rules. They're not owned by some big corporate conglomerate out of, like the people that own this store right here, they're from Israel. The company's from Israel. So an Israeli company bought a bunch of Macy's. I think they bought 8 Macy's for $1 million a piece. Now think about that. If I was to get a mortgage on $1 million, that's $5,000 a month. So they rent it to me for $30,000 a month, right? But per square foot, that's pretty cheap. It's $3 a square foot. That's very inexpensive. So So remember, look for the right plaza, look for the locally owned plaza. But I mean, I don't think in New York City you're going to be able to find anything. I don't know how far outside of the city you're going to have to go. But yeah, everything's expensive in the city. Everything's expensive in Tampa. I can't really find anything in Tampa. No, there is a couple bin stores in Tampa, but I'd like to be in Tampa. What's the hot seller or hot item this Christmas season? I would say, those little pop-it things. Those, it was fidgets. Remember fidget spinners? Now it's like these little pop-it things. We get a ton of them in our Amazon Smalls. And there's a booth in our mall, like a little kiosk that sells the small ones for $10 and the big ones for $20. And there's a line to buy them on the weekends, and so we get thousands of them in our pallets. We sell them for like $3 and $5, a lot cheaper. But those are certainly popular right now. Everybody seems to be buying them. We can't, we get thousands in our pallets and we can't keep them in stock. So that's a great seller for us right now. And then also you can box them up and wholesale them. If you box them up and wholesale them, you can probably get $2 a piece. I saw somebody that I think they had a box of like 200 and they were selling for $3 a piece. So $600. That's another good way. I'm thinking about doing some of those. I see these people doing like the mystery boxes, and that might be another way to sell a lot of your Amazon Smalls. I mean, if you buy a whole pallet of Amazon Smalls, break it down into smaller boxes, can you figure out, just make it a mystery box? Then, a lot of people like mystery boxes. Like I said, I buy a lot of storage units. Oh, and speaking of storage units, I'm looking at a storage unit that has about 200 boxes of comic books in it, and the bidding on it's already $8,000. Now, I'm a comic book fanatic. I actually sold most of my comic books because I put my money in. I'm selling all of my real world assets and put it in the digital assets. But when a storage unit has 200 boxes of comics, I'm buying. I'm a buyer on it. And right now it's at $8,000. I'm probably going to have to pay $10,000 or $12,000. Stanley and I will do a video on that. I'm so excited. That's if they're in the boxes. What if I spend $10,000 on a storage unit and there's nothing in these boxes, but they're stacked this high? There's like 12 deep and 3 rows. I'm very excited about buying that storage unit. So it's about 5 more days in the auction. Please don't bet against me, but I'm going to try to buy it. What was my question? What was my original question? Christmas season. Yeah. That was my point about my storage unit. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Is that I buy a lot of storage units, and one time there was a storage unit with a mattress in front of it, so you couldn't see anything behind it, right? And so everybody bid on that storage unit, because it was a mystery to them. That's why I think selling mystery boxes might be a good thing for me to do. I might get into the business of just selling, high piece count mystery boxes for, let's say, $40 or $50. There might be 100 pieces in there, but it's just another way to move your inventory. People like that kind of stuff. And, and people won't get upset about it, if they're only spending a few bucks. Because if it's not, obviously I want it to be good, but if it's not a home run, they really won't care about it, right? Because they're just buying stuff to maybe give away to friends. A lot of people buy stuff from me just to give away to other people. So what do you think? So this is Fabian says, what do you think about 3-foot Amazon high piece count pallets that people are currently selling? I don't like them. But I get why some people like them. High piece count. The 3-footers mean that they're buying the 6 or 7 footers, they're breaking them down, and they're putting a certain value in that 3-foot box. Now, listen, they're normally cheap. I just would rather buy the untouched boxes myself. I don't mess with the process loads because I have my layers set up. And what I mean by layers, if you don't know, is I have eBay, Amazon. I'm kicked off Amazon right now. I have eBay, I have my stores, I have my bin stores. So I have all the layers set up. We do Facebook Marketplace, anything that we can sell stuff. I have my layers set up so that I can handle high value stuff and low value stuff. And when you have that set up, you don't want to buy the process loads. If you just have let's say you have a small bin store of like 1,000 square feet, maybe 20 or 30 bins, then they probably would be good for you because you don't have much storage. You can just dump them in your bins. You're probably paying 30 or 40 cents an item. Hopefully they all sell on $1 day. Hopefully some stuff sells on more expensive days. But that's why I don't like them, because I have my high-end stuff set up. So all right, we got a Facebook user said they sold $600 of the pop-its. That's what they called pop-its on Saturday. Yeah, that's a great. every tall I get has those poppets in it. They sell excellent. I recommend selling those poppets. They're great merchandise. Kids like them. They just keep the kids busy, you know. I don't really get it. I didn't really get fidget spinners, but we used to get millions of fidget spinners in our high piece count. I keep looking at this camera over here. Stan's got 2 cameras over here, and I keep looking at the wrong one. I don't know why. I'm just habit. But you know, we used to get the fidget spinners, and we ended up just giving them away to kids as an incentive to bring kids back in the store. You know, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like the Golden Corral has the free ice cream machines, right? So the kids want to keep coming back. McDonald's has the play area, so kids want to keep coming back. We would give away the fidget spinners just to get kids keep coming back, and pretty soon we're probably going to give away the poppets just to get kids coming back. You know, anything that we can bring value to our customers, value to our store, get more people in our store. You know, remember, we're a marketing company. We're a marketing company. We're not, you know, that owns a store. We have to market ourselves properly. And you know, I'm probably being a hypocrite a little bit in my store, and I need to fix that. You know, when I did the flea market, I had a microphone and I played music. I was always talking to customers. I built relationship with all my customers. And now in my big store, I'm more in the processing area. I'm more worried about the inventory than the sales. And I'm wondering if my philosophy is wrong, that I need to you know, go back and focus on my customers and not focus on my inventory. You know, I do need to focus a little more on that. So I'm rethinking how I should do that. Should I be out on the floor with a microphone again? You know, but you know, Stan and I are always doing videos, always doing stuff. But I need to do something that when customers walk in my store, they are like, oh my God, this store is like nothing I've ever seen in my life. Right? What can I bring to my store? You know, what can I do? You know, one thing that I did bring into my store is I went to Party City. Go to Party City's website, and they have the life-size, you know, Donald Trump, the life-size Joe Biden. They have all these life-size posters, and you know, they're 25, 30 bucks a piece. I ordered like 20 of them the other day, and I brought them in my store, and I'm reselling them. I'm selling them for I double my price on those. So my Trump poster is 50 bucks. My Biden thing is 50 bucks. But people like come in the store, they take pictures with them, right? Like they met them, or they take pictures with both of them, or they shoot their guns at them. I don't care. You know, I'm not talking about politics here because I ordered both. So I don't care what people want to do with them, you know, but I have them in my store and they're kind of cool and people like them. So things like that, you know, I try to replicate that as much as I can, get as many things in my store that people like so that they want to keep coming back. Even if you just own a bin store, you know, put things on your wall, put things anywhere. How you doing? You got to, what is that?
Some manufacturer in Germany wants you to contact them.
A manufacturer in Germany? Yeah. So a manufacturer in Germany is reaching out to me. They want me to get a hold of them. Okay, I'll take a look at it. Thank you. Where are we at? Good morning, Paul. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. Jody says, can you buy the pallets any day of the week? In our store, you can buy pallets any day of the week. Right now, we do have the smalls available, the mediums available, and we have the mystery boxes available, which is eight mystery boxes unopened for $400. We don't even know what's in them. How do you know if a load is processed? You know, the best way to know if a load is processed is cell phone cases, because they have a ton of, even though they sell them at 4 or 5%, some of the loads, you know, they got like $50 cell phone cases in there. So at 5%, that costs you $2.50, and you're lucky to sell them on Dollar Day, right? So, you know, they're going to have and they're going to have about 300 of those cell phone cases. So I look for cell phone cases if there are too many, you know, and also look at the manifest, right? Because if you sort it by highest to lowest, go in the spreadsheet, sort it from highest to lowest price, you will see that, you know, there's only 1 or 2 high-priced items, right? Because they're throwing a couple cherries, a couple, you know, giveaways in there just to make you think this is a good truckload because it's right at the top. There might be an iPhone, and then there'll be a $400 item. But then you look, everything is like priced at, you know, 50, 60, 30, 20, you know, all the way down to, you know, to a couple bucks, and you're paying a percentage of retail on it. So those are kind of crappy. They put a little cherry on the top, and the rest is kind of junk. So, but I mean, you're getting it cheaper. So if you've got a small store, it's not so bad. If you have all your layers set up, then I really wouldn't buy those kind of loads. So how do you know if a load is processed? Look for the cell phone cases. Look for the hard to sell items. Look for tons of masks, carbon filters, right? They were selling carbon filters for masks for like 20 bucks. So you're paying 5%, which is $1, but there was 10,000 in that load. So it's not really worth it. Jason Woods, my not cousin. I have a cousin named Jason Woods. So very interested in opening a bin store in my area, and I'm still calculating projections. Do you have any trouble moving a full truck in each of your bin stores each week? And is 10 to 15,000 profit after costs of goods a reasonable number? I'm assuming you're meaning on a monthly basis. I did a video, how much money do I make in my bin store? And although my math was wrong on the board, which I apologize about, my profit margin was accurate. I think that you can probably make between $60,000 and $100,000 a year in a bin store. So keep in mind, my bin store, so the bin store model I'm talking about is a 7,000 square foot bin store with about 50 bins in it, 4x8 bins, where you're moving through about 10 to 12 pallets a week, 10 to 12 pallets a week of merchandise. You should be able to make between $60,000 and $100,000 a year. Now, if you're mixing in that's mixing in CVS, mixing in Home Depot, mixing in all the different kinds of stuff to grow your customer base, because you don't want to just do Amazon Smalls, because typically that's more for the female-oriented client. If you add in the tools, you can bring in a lot more guys. But resellers will come in no matter what you have, because they're looking for the value in that. So 10 to 15. I mean, you could do 10 to 15,000 in profit. There are bin stores out there that are doing that much, but really they have larger stores. They are putting in a lot of different product. They're adding in, like when I do my $20 days and add in the mediums, and I add in the nonprofit loads. So remember, like I can buy a half a truckload from the nonprofit. I pay $3,000. I put it all in my bin stores. I mixed in the Amazon Smalls, opened up $20 day. My best $20 day, we did 9,000 in sales in one day. I don't always do that. I normally average between 3,000 and 5,000 on my $20 day when I put in the mediums. But if you were to have those kind of great truckloads every week, certainly you profit that much in a month, 10 to 15,000. I don't want to say it's well, I don't want to say it's easy, because I don't want somebody to get into this business and not do well, but it's easy. I mean, it's easy. You buy stuff, you dump it into bins, and you make money. It's so simple. Even my first manager, my first bin store left me and opened up his own bin store, which I'm fine with, and I actually sell him product. Him and I work together on finding loads together. He has a very tiny store, maybe 1,500 square feet. But he does well. I mean, he called me the other day and said he had a record week last week. He actually beat me in sales. I don't know if he's watching this, but he beat me in sales in his little store compared to my big store. So that means that he's getting better inventory than I'm getting in my store. So, it's very easy. It's very easy, this business. And that's why I'm so excited about it. That's why I want to open more. I don't know why I keep talking about opening more, but I'm not doing it. I actually found bins I don't know if Stanley, you probably can't find a picture of one of these bins, but I found like what were orange crates. So orange crates, these huge crates that are stackable, and you can use a pallet jack to move them. I found somebody who had 80 of them, and I'm going to buy them all, because that's going to be my next bin. It's going to look a lot better than the wood. You can put up my bin store picture there, Port Richey. So this picture is our bins in Port Richey. We built the bins out of wood. We found tables at Sears, and we screwed the top of the bins to the tables. I mean, now listen, customers don't give a crap what your bins look like. We did duct tape the top. Sometimes people get scratched on the wood bins here. That's just part of the business. Actually, if you ever seen those big water containers with the metal on the outside, somebody built bins out of those. They cut the tops off, and then I think they heated up the plastic around the outside to fold down. Anything you can find. So whenever you're out and about, whenever you're looking on Craigslist or Facebook, look for something. I'm always in my mind saying, oh my God, that would make a good bin. Or, so anything that you can find that can make a good bin. Anytime you find tables, like you can see these, let me see, can you see these tables right here that underneath these? I bought from Sears. I bought them for $10 each, but I bought like 100 of them from Sears. But this saved me about $80 in wood and a lot of time, because I could just build the top of the bin. Let's see, right here, build the top of the bin and screw it to the bottom of the bin. So it's certainly anything you can do to bring more value. Now the bins that I'm buying, these orange crates I think they're like 20 inches deep. So it's a little deeper than I'm used to. Than these bins, I think, are 12 inches deep. But they really I think they're going to work. They're going to be clean. Nobody's going to get cut. I do have to build a little base to put them on because they're too low. Right, they're way down on the floor. So I'm gonna put them up about this high off the floor. But I think I can build that right out of 2x4s. Mike says, wife and I, would like to start a bin store since we don't have one, but the process seems so intimidating. Would you consider franchising outside of your state? You know, I do want to. I have thought about starting a franchise. I am working on putting together all the systems, which we offer free on liquidationmotivation.net. Esteban's been working on that site, liquidationmotivation.net. I believe that it's up. It's not done yet. We're still working on adding more value to that site. But you know, I'm really not interested in monetizing off you, Mike. So I'm looking to give that away for free to start. Maybe someday we'll do the bin store deal, a bin store franchise. But you really don't need me to get started. And really, you shouldn't be intimidated, right? If you listen to Gary Vee or Grant Cardone, they just say, this is their biggest message. Listen, stop planning. Mike, I'm talking to you, Mike. Stop planning, get off your ass, and get it started. That's it. It's so simple. Go get the wood, build the bins, find the bins, buy 3 square registers, right, or $300 a piece. Listen, I mentioned them that I use them. You're going to pay 3% of fees. Don't worry about that. People are going to talk shit about that. Don't worry about the 3% fees. Forget about it, right? Because you're working on volume. And it's so easy to use these little registers. They're not available. Last I checked, they weren't available on Amazon, but there's a ton on eBay. You sign up for your free Square account, you log in your bank account information, and you hit start. That's it. Now you got a point of sale system, a cash register system. They're $300 a piece. If they break, you throw them away and get a new one, or you sell them on eBay as broken for parts only. People will buy them. You buy your posters, go to eBay. Man, somebody keeps calling me. Go to eBay and find somebody selling, 4x8 posters. Don't I got one right here? Yeah, see these posters right here? If you go locally and buy these, do you have the picture of the Bing's Bin Store posters? If you buy these locally from a local person, they're going to cost you a few $100, $200-$300. If you buy these on eBay, they're going to cost you like $50. Yeah, isn't that? Yeah. Yeah, you really can't see. Okay, so these are the posters we bought at our other store. This one right here cost me $45 to buy, and these ones cost me right here about $25 to buy. So I have them at like 6 different places on the wall, and really what it says is, no bags, no returns, just deals. We don't have a picture of that one, right?
That's on this one.
Oh, that's what that says. Man, somebody is trying to call me. They need to realize I'm doing a video. Yeah, that one. What does that one say?
That's the one that says no returns, no bags.
Yeah, no returns, no bags, just deals, real deals. So our stores are called Real Deals. I'm sorry, Deal Days. What am I thinking? Deal Days. So Mike, just start, man. Would you consider franchising? I'll give you everything that I got. I'll give you all my information, everything we do, Mike. Just get started, man. You're gonna like it. You're gonna enjoy it. It's so easy to run. I mean, really, you're gonna be running the register or talking to customers. Your second employees or your wife is just gonna be pulling garbage out of the bins because a lot of boxes get open, plastic gets open. You're constantly pulling garbage out of the bin. Make sure you have a good dumpster or a good way to get rid of trash, because you get a ton of trash in these businesses. You're pulling garbage out of the bin all week long and just blowing out, ringing customers out. It's so simple. You don't have to price anything. You don't have to think about anything. If you find some high value items like phones or stuff, put it on eBay, sell them there. It's a great business to be in. It's so simple. It's so simple. Alexandru, good morning. Good morning. A regular viewer here. Good morning. Facebook user said, is that normal that my Amazon high piece count is not manifested? Yeah, that's normal. That's how I buy them. But I get the manifest, but I get them later on. So there's people that are buying them and not getting the manifest. So yeah, you can. I'd rather buy them non-manifested. I mean, I don't mind. Actually, I don't care either way. The ones I get locally, I never know what's in them. They don't touch them. They just bring them in. They're 6 foot tall. You can tell they don't. I think they actually my local supplier, I think they used to go through them, but then they realized there's just very few high priced items in them. So now they just give them straight to me. Arlene said, I love this store. I don't know, Arlene, are you at Winter Haven or are you in Port Richey? But yeah, no, the beautiful Jen runs this store. So Jen is my partner there. She doesn't work for me. She's my business partner there. And we own this store together. So yeah, she does a great job. Her daughter works there with them. Her mom works there with them. It's like a family affair. So they're so nice. It's a great store. Facebook user said, yes, it is, sir. What's that?
Name's John.
Oh, John said, yes, it is, sir. All right, here we go. Strokes Chick. I use blue barrels cut in half, wood legs, cut my costs in half with building bins. Plus, I have a racing themed store, so it worked. No, definitely. Yeah, those blue barrels. I see those blue barrels for sale in my area for like $10. And, the good thing about my area is that right next door to Lakeland is a town called Plant City, which is like the strawberry capital of the world, and lots of fruits are grown in Florida. So it's easy for me to get those big bins that they're carried in. They're big lettuce boxes. I've even seen people cut down the high-end pallets. Like I got some really they're called triple-walled pallets. Triple-walled Gaylords. You can cut those down and use them as bins. I actually got a few hundred of them in a load one time, and I have them stored in my attic at my resale shop, just in case I want to use them for a bin store. Anything will work. People don't care. John and Tiana, thank you. Anytime. Hey, Thomas, are you a fan of the Amazon Mystery Box Pallets, Patriot Fulfillment? What's up, Patriot? So I get the mystery boxes. I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen them recently where it looks like, so the 6 foot tall, high piece count pallets now look like they're being put into smaller Amazon boxes and being sold like 24 of those smaller boxes per pallet. So they're stacked pretty tall. I don't know if they do that so they can stack more in there. I've never bought those. I've seen them here in Florida, but I've never bought them. So, but I am a fan of the mystery box pallets, the ones that so from my nonprofit, I get the big boxes, and I sell those for 8 boxes for $400, and I don't know what's in them. And if one pops open, I do keep that stuff because I don't want to resell one that's open so people think that I picked through them. So I only sell the ones that are sealed. But the ones that pop open, I find pressure sprayers, 3D printers, lots of good stuff in there. So, and I have a pretty consistent supply with my nonprofit. I'm looking for more nonprofits to buy this stuff from. It's a key part of my business. It makes me, it's another level of profit there that I didn't have before I found this nonprofit. So I do like the mystery box pallets. I haven't bought in the smaller ones. I'm assuming they're the same thing as the talls, but I really haven't bought them. Alexander says, there is a difference in high piece count Amazon versus Target. How many variations of high piece count Amazon? There's a lot. I kind of got a lesson. I went to a supplier here in Florida the other day, and they showed me like high piece count with food, high piece count without food, high piece count with some electronics, high piece count with more electronics but some returns, and then high piece count with only electronics. And the prices varied from like $16,000 to $27,000 a truckload, depending on which one you wanted throughout there. So from my local supplier, I get high piece count, and then I buy 5 foot electronics from him. I really haven't ventured into their high piece count, but I get the mediums from the same supplier. So yeah, there's all different levels, and Amazon has them. I don't really know what they call each one of those because my local suppliers just gives me the smalls, but there's certainly value. I'm thinking about ordering the high piece count with just electronics. My only problem was, right, when I looked at them, they're 6 foot tall pallets, but when you look in, they're really only filled maybe 4 feet. So I'm like, why don't they fill the rest up? It's like because they're trying. I don't know. I just hate it whenever you get a pallet and it's not full. Just fill the pallets up, right? Mike says, thanks for answering. Thanks for the questions, Mike. Any questions help out here so that we can deliver value to the community. Market gappers and movers daily. I like that name. Market Gappers and Movers Daily. Do you like using excess limited $20,000 mystery box loads for your bin store? So that's the one that they were talking about up above. I've never bought those. I saw that Excess Limited was selling those. I mean, if I was in Ohio, which I think they're in Ohio, I would buy them. I would try them. I've never bought them. You know what? They're actually, I've seen them for sale in Florida. Maybe I'll buy a load out of Florida so I can show you guys what's in them. So yeah, maybe I'll buy one of those. I've never bought those, but I've never seen them, you know, previous to, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago, I didn't see them on the market. Now I see them everywhere on the market. Let me get one of those loads in here in Florida, and you guys can see exactly what's in it. Maybe I'll buy one of those $27,000 electronic loads. I'll show you guys what those are. You can see what's in it. And then I have a $10,000 storage unit that I want to buy with comic books. So I'll show you what's in that one. So yeah, I don't know yet, Market Gappers and Movers Daily. I don't know about those yet. I'm assuming it's just the high piece count in boxes. Now, why would they do that? I don't know. You know, maybe now you can sell just the boxes, sealed boxes, as mystery boxes to people. That's a good idea. I'd have to do the math on that. So you can break down. So you can break. Let's say you're paying. So let me do the math here real quick. So you're paying. All right. So if you have $20,000. All right, divided by 24 pallets equals 833, divided by 24 equals, so you're paying $35 for each one of those boxes. You know, maybe you can sell those for $50 in your store as mystery boxes. But really, that's what I sell my big coffin boxes for, is $50 a piece. So I don't know what the value is going to be, but you know, there might be 100 pieces in there. So at $35 a box, I'm probably going to try to see if I can get it a little cheaper than that. Hopefully I can find my Florida supplier. We'll have it a little bit cheaper, but I'll keep you posted on that. So I don't know because I haven't bought it. Facebook user said, can a nonprofit organization make you an administrator to pick up loads from Amazon? Well, so it's kind of a tricky subject because the nonprofits aren't supposed to sell these loads, and people don't like me talking about that. But they do. I don't understand what they're supposed to do with them if they can't sell the loads. You know, so there's nonprofits that are getting them. They're selling the loads. I buy some of the loads. So they really don't want me to go pick up the loads, because then they're thinking that I could steal the deal from them. And I'm not looking to steal. I don't have a nonprofit. I wouldn't register a nonprofit for the sake of a nonprofit, for the sake of getting these deals. I just think it's pretty shady. But I mean, it happens. People have, you know, there's shady churches out there. There's shady nonprofits everywhere. And anybody, as long as, I think in order for a nonprofit to get these loads, they need to have a warehouse lease in their name. And there has to be a certain amount of square feet. It might be 10,000. I'm not sure. I did see the document one time of what it needed to be. So you need to have a nonprofit with a warehouse lease in the nonprofit's name. All right, and then they can sign up with, I think it's Good 360 in order to pick up these loads. You know, I know that there's another nonprofit that I don't buy from in my area because they're too expensive. And what they do, they pick out anything for kids in the loads and sell the rest, which makes a little sense to me, you know, because they're saying they're donating all that stuff to a church that for little kids and Christmas presents and stuff like that, which is a good thing. But what are they going to do with the towel rods and, you know, curtain rods and, you know, all the other stuff? Obviously they have to sell it, right? I don't know what else. I guess they could give that away, but at least if they sell it, that brings more money to the nonprofit, which, you know, they can expand their cause. Facebook user says Excess will allow you to pick up in Ohio, but he handles freight from all other DCs. The only reason, so they handle freight because maybe they make a few bucks off the freight, you know, maybe they make a few $100s off the freight. I don't know. But Stan's changing up here. So they make a little money off the freight, or probably the distribution centers do not allow any other carriers inside there other than the authorized one from Excess. So there's got to be a reason for that. I would, as long as they're sealed, I would pick up from them, Ohio. Maybe see if you can buy a half a truckload, get a 26-foot U-Haul and just pick up 12 pallets, or you can hand load them and get more in a truck. I'm trying to figure out how to get more more merchandise in a truck. I see the floor load loads. If you ever seen those ones that are floor to ceiling with floor loads, I love those loads. I bought a few of those, or one of them from Essex before Corona, and then he could never get any more, but now I'm seeing them available again. They're not cheap. They're probably around $20,000, but you're going to get, you're going to get about 40 to 50 pallets worth of merchandise out of that if you want to set it up and sell by the pallet. Facebook user said Amazon mystery truckload, 20 boxes on one pallet. They sell for 50 to 75 bucks a box. Yeah. That's PF liquidation. Yeah, I would. Yeah, that seems like a lot to me because only because I buy from the nonprofit and I'm selling those for $50 a box, the coffin boxes. But once again, I haven't bought them. And you're saying so 20 boxes. I was calculating 24 boxes on a pallet. So yeah, I'm gonna buy one. Somebody reached out to me in Florida to buy some from them. So I'm gonna buy some. I'll bring it back. I'll do an unboxing with you guys to show you exactly what's in them. Another Facebook user said, we found a toy distributor and we are thinking about buying toys in bulk and making toy mystery boxes for the holidays. This is Patriot Fulfillment. I would 100%, if you can find toys, if you can find, any distributor, let's say it's a toy distributor, is going to have closeout section in their warehouse. There's a local tool guy that we buy closeouts from, and they also have toys sometimes. So yeah, if you can do, it's Christmas time is coming up. If you're getting ready for Christmas, it needs to be now. The problem is in November, December, you're not going to be able to buy anything. So you got to buy your Christmas stuff now, buy your toys now, because come that time of year, it's just going to be crazy. It's like, when do you got to buy Christmas decorations? You got to buy it in January and February when they're liquidating all that stuff, right? If not, you're going to pay double. You're going to see Christmas tree truckloads coming available here pretty soon, and they're going to be twice as much as they were in January and February. Some guys are buying them for $10,000 in January and February and reselling them for $20,000 now, making a good profit just by storing them for a couple months. So yeah, I would buy toys all year round. Toys sell well. Everybody wants toys. Everybody wants discounted, liquidated toys. It's a good business to be in. So, all right. Hey, 42 minutes in. We've had a lot of great questions there. A lot of people asked. So, if you have any other questions about eBay, Amazon, pallet sales, truckload sales, bin stores, liquidation stores, consignment shops, or building wealth, it's all about stacking the bills, man, stacking the money, stacking the Satoshis. This is fake money, but hey, here's $100 bills. This is what we're in this business for. And this business is so easy. The bin store business is so easy. The liquidation store business is not easy. So remember, liquidation store is tough. I have no problem if you want to get into it, but you got to price everything. You got to inventory everything. You got to worry about theft. You got to worry about everything. And it just makes everything a little more difficult. What I found out is that the bin stores are so simple to run, so simple to manage that's what I recommend for everybody. Anybody who wants to get in this business, I'd say start out with a bin store. Don't mix the two concepts either. I'm not a big fan of mixing the concepts. Some people have a bin store and then they have like shelves around the outside. Maybe they sell higher priced items. I get it why you do that. I would just try to separate it a little bit so that customers don't come in and say, hey, why are you selling that for more when it should be in the bins, right? They kind of confuse the two concepts. So our bin stores are strictly bin stores. Our resale consignment shop is strictly a resale liquidation store. We don't confuse the two concepts. I know that I have talked to a couple, I think Damien tried to do that too one time. He put the higher price stuff, customers didn't like it. So now he has one side does pallet sales, which I'm good with, and the other side does bin store, because there's going to be bulk buyers and then there's going to be bin store buyers, which that makes sense to me to have split your business up like that. But try not to do higher price items and then bin store. Customers get upset. Not upset, but they just get confused. And then some people even try to put the higher price stuff in the bin and then pretend it was on, $5 day or $2 day or whatever, which doesn't really work for you. So it's a little bit simpler just to switch it up. Another thing is that we have financing here. We have financing here. Let me see if I can get that number right. Or do we have it written down still?
It's on there.
Oh, it's not. Is it on the board? So we use this company here, Asima. How do we say it? A SEMA. I already say asthma. So it's a SEMA. So it's free 90-day financing for customers. So I mean, they don't specifically say you can buy pallets with it, but they have a whole laundry list of things that you're allowed to finance with that. And so I don't make anything off this. But for our store, all you have to do is text 44683 to the number 22462 in order to get pre-approved for financing. So a lot of our customers use this. Some of our pallet buyers use this in order to finance their pallets. I think they have to pay a $50 fee, and then it's 90 days, same as cash. We offer that to our customers so that they can purchase the pallets and finance it. But remember, just encourage them to pay it off within the 90 days, because after the 90 days, it's like ridiculous interest. So make sure that they do pay that off. You don't want customers, getting in huge debt because of you, but they certainly should be able to make money on your pallets, and maybe they get qualified. We get about 20 customers a week that qualify for this, and then they come in and buy furniture. They buy anything in our store. We don't, maybe they're reselling it. We don't know. We don't care. And we get paid immediately the next day. And if they default, it has nothing to do with us. We don't brunt any of that. Alexander said, thank you. Have a great day. All right, 46 minutes in. Thank you guys for watching. Liquidation Motivation is my channel. Please, only 53% of the people that watch my videos like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, Liquidation Motivation. Come to Lakeland, Florida. Come see me in Lakeland, Florida. Resell America, the world's largest liquidation store, 110 square feet. We're like a Walmart, but liquidation and used. We let people trade in their used merchandise. We're like a museum. We have so much great stuff. Deal days are our 2 bin stores. One is in Port Richey and Jasmine Plaza. Go see the beautiful Jen. One is in Winter Haven, Florida, 2820 Record Highway. Go down there and see the beautiful Bing. All right, thanks for watching my channel. Now go out there and make some money. Are you okay? What is she doing?